All right, man. How's it going? How have you been?
All right. What do we got? What is episode 7?
No, 6.
6.
We're not that far into
Man.
it yet. We'll get there, though.
They're starting to blur together.
All my days, all at
I think
once.
I think it was mostly just like the excitement of finally having like the video episode out. Like, so
Dude, I love the video.
Yeah, it
I
was
think I
awesome.
look super fat, but that'll just make me more willing to work out and lose some weight. So.
I did get a bit of hate for the hat and glasses, but
Dude.
whatever.
Haters gonna hate.
Haters gonna hate.
Hate because we could always be part of the player hate his ball. hate. Hate. Nah, man, it looks cool. I
Nope.
dig it.
I dig it.
And
So.
really laying into the farmer swag today
Yeah.
with the flanny.
Yeah, I might have something to say on that in just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Oh man.
But before that, what are we gonna talk about? What do we got going on?
Dude, are you ready to live in a world where the genetic modifications made by CRISPR can make us all look and talk like the Hulk Hogan himself?
I don't know if we're going to talk about that, but I think we have some good stuff. I think we can talk about some other good stuff.
Just imagine a world where you're like, I'm going to have a kid. And then
Okay.
you're like, I want him to have bleach white hair.
Yeah.
And then just a goatee that he doesn't have to shave.
As a child.
And he's going to be built like jacked. But then he's going to have hair like me. So where it just grows in on the sides.
Oh, sure, yeah.
And blonde. And then just nothing up top.
Just mutton chops and a goatee.
I like to crown that word the bullet instead of a mullet.
The bullet.
So you're bald on top. And then you have like
got the long flowing gold locks in the back.
The bullet.
The bullet.
I fucking love it.
Make it happen, internet. The bullet.
If you have a bullet, please send me emails
We just need to start adding in photos.
or tag us.
The bullet.
Just tag us on the disguised horse.
Hashtag bullet.
Yeah, we want to see your bullets, guys. And I don't mean for guns. I mean sick haircuts.
Sick bullets.
The sickest.
Nice. Yeah.
Dude, so what do you got for us today?
For a little bit of catching up,
Ooh.
I got a prop.
Ooh. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Delicious eggs.
Yeah, our chickens are laying a lot. We get like 9 eggs a day, so my wife's like, we need to get rid of these. So, yeah, I started selling eggs. We got a little disguised horse side hustle.
Dude, I mean, it's going to be sick. I like now that, I mean, how much did you pay for your chickens? Was it a lot?
The initial 9 that I got from Tractor Supply were like, it's like $2 or $3.99 a piece or something like that
Per chicken?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
But the order that we did, so like I think we talked about it on the podcast that you can order chickens online.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
that-
Chicken Express. No, I wanted these
Yeah.
deep fried. Just get 19
They just
chickens.
came in live. Like just put that in the reviews. I ordered deep fried chickens and I definitely got a box full of little chicks.
Little chickies.
Yeah. No, but that order was over $100. So I'm invested in chickens.
I mean, dude, you're almost, cost of food and everything. I'm
Yep.
sure there's a spreadsheet somewhere, but
Yeah.
like, you're almost up, dude. I mean,
Yeah. So start selling some eggs, kind of at least try and offset the cost of chicken feed a little bit and purchasing cartons. But yeah, mostly it's just to get the amount of eggs in my house out.
And I think it's awesome because it's like $5 a dozen.
Yeah.
But if you bring me the thing back,
I got a whole
$1
business model. I got a
off.
business model. Yeah.
It's awesome. Keep 'em coming back.
$5 a dozen.
And
But
then
if you bring me my carton back, it's $4 on your next purchase.
Ooh, that's spicy, dude.
So if you want some eggs and you're in my area, let me know.
Well, I'm in your area. I'm letting you know, brother.
Here you go. You can have my prop
I'm going to cherish these forever.
at least for a week.
Oh, man. Well, I mean, if I want to be like super fit, I'd eat like 4 omelets a day.
That's true.
Dude, I'm already busting out of the shirt and the waist. I can't
I
wait to
mean-
bust out of it up top.
I mean, if you need an egg supplier, I'm your guy.
I it's like your taxes. Yeah, I got a tax guy. I also got an egg guy.
I also got an egg guy.
An egg guy.
Well, I mean, most people like if they want to get fit, they have the steroid guy at the gym. I'm just the egg guy.
Oh, dude. And we were talking about it earlier today. Like people go and play Farming Simulator.
Yeah.
And then you're just like, why?
Yeah.
I do that for a.
Yeah, like I'm not going to go and play it on a video game. I have to go out in my backyard and actually do work.
Your wife hears you boot up the PlayStation again. She's like, "Oh my God, just go outside."
You're literally doing the same thing we need to do in the yard.
Outside. But I mean, this is all digital.
Yeah.
I mean, when we're all plugged into the freaking Matrix, it's going to be
Definitely-
like.
I mean, it's not air conditioned outside, so there.
That's true.
That's a plus.
I think we're also talking about the truck simulator where people
Yeah.
have like full up truck rigs in their
Yeah, what
house.
was it? Somebody was telling us that they had a buddy who was a trucker, and he
gets
would
off.
get off of like a haul, like he'd be gone for like weeks, and then he comes home and he's just gets on
He's a trucker.
trucking simulator. His wife's like, "What are you doing?"
It's like I really want to play Goat Simulator because I want to be a goat.
That's a whole
the
different
greatest
kind
of all
simulator.
time.
Whole different simulator. Yeah,
Dude, that
Goat
would be
Simulator.
hilarious. Like, yeah, I'm a furry by day, but when I get off at night, I like to get on Goat Simulator.
Goat Simulator.
So I can be a goat.
I identify as a goat.
Dude, we should bring back the gaming channel. We just play these like
Yeah.
awful video games.
You
There's
should
a
do some live
game.
stream.
It's called H2O Surfing, and
Okay.
it is the worst fucking game I've ever played in my entire life. Like, okay, so you're sitting there and it's like on PlayStation 2, so you have like the two buttons, and you're just like, because that's how you like swim.
Oh, you
and then-
actually have to paddle.
Yeah, so you
Oh,
actually
man.
paddle with the scroll buttons, and then you have to hit them both at the same time. So that's when your guy stands up. But if you're not like
kinda cool.
meticulous, and it's just like, but then you get on the wave, and then you have to surf, and it's just like horrible.
We should definitely stream this.
Dude, I would love like. I mean, if you guys want to see it, let us know down in the comments.
We
You
can
want to
race
see?
out there.
I mean, I know there's some archived videos on the channel of
Yeah.
me, and like those got like 0 views. But if you think it'd be more fun and we play together, then hey, whatever, we can do it.
And I just saw that our first episode has over 100 views already.
100 views.
100 views.
The Genesis.
Yeah.
Oh man, we've come a long way since then.
Yeah.
I think the goal was
the
to just
audio
like,
alone.
yeah, just like let's just get it up there, dude.
Yeah,
Like
I think that's what it was.
Because like you're gonna like, yeah, we should keep doing it. We should keep trying, and then you're just like, oh yeah, totally. And I'm like, no, bro, I'm gonna bring this stuff to work,
Next
and we're
level.
just gonna do it at work.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Yep.
We just got to get it out there, and we'll just go from there because it's all a learning curve, right? You know, feedback. If you can't take feedback, then you're not learning anything. You're just I think that's the definition of insanity, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Albert Einstein said that.
I think it was Albert Einstein. Yeah.
Doing the same thing over and over and over again.
And expecting a different result.
Yeah, that's literally insane.
Yep.
Dude.
Nice.
But I think it might be time to move on to good old hashtag nostalgia.
My favorite part.
All right, man. So, do you have any favorite toys growing up as a kid?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
I was thinking about it, and I was like, it'd be great for hashtag nostalgia. Just like old toys used to have, like, so for me, like, I was kind of alone a lot as a kid,
Yep.
as you could tell by my, nonstop watching of Austin Powers and no one being like, you should probably just like not.
It's probably not healthy.
There's one summer, dude, I swear on my life, I watched Austin Powers every day for an entire summer.
Like just the first
Yeah,
one?
just a Austin Powers. I don't think Goldmember was out yet, so I think it
Yeah.
was Austin Powers, and then
Spy Who
Man,
Shagged Me.
and then is it International Man of Mystery, and then The Spy Who Shagged Me.
Yeah, I think so.
Either way, but I was zero parental guidance at some points. Oh man, the lady with the boobs are just like
Yeah. Oh, the fembots.
fembots. Yeah.
Machine gun jubblies.
But to actually have like a normal childhood, like I did have some sick ass toys, and
Yep.
I don't know about you. We're not gonna get into Pokemon cards because like I think y'all are done hearing about Pokemon cards.
We talked about that one enough.
So for me though, like I had this like okay, so I was super into Power Rangers and Ninja Turtles, and like there's like one gift you'd get, and it was like your big gift for Christmas, and I'd always get like the 5 like Power Ranger Transformers that turned into
The
like the
Zords.
Megazord.
Yeah, the
Dude,
Zords.
those things were so fucking cool, and like I tried my best to like get them to my kids, but after 22 years, they're just like falling apart, and like pieces were missing, and it was whatever, man.
They brought those back out.
I know.
Like the original one. Did you have the ones where like you push their belt or whatever and their head would flip?
Yeah.
So they would have like the
Oh,
helmet on one and then they would flip and they would be wearing no helmet.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I was obsessed with Billy because I thought he was the coolest because once again, he's like Sheldon Cooper smart, right? And he does karate.
No, Tommy.
And then Zach was also sick.
Yep.
Like he invented his own type of kung fu, but it was like hip hop kung fu.
Yeah, that's right. He did. Like he had like the parachute pants like MC Hammer.
Yeah,
He'd always
dude.
do like flipping
Well,
dance move
I don't know
kicks.
if you ever watched the Angel Grove stuff, but like they just were like they were living fully in the 90s. Like I think Tommy had like he just wore tank tops like
All the time.
All the time.
All the time.
It's snowing.
That
tank
dude,
top.
that dude is still doing stuff for like Power Rangers things. Like he does like little shorts. Like they had one where it was like him
Oh,
versus
man.
like Scorpion or something like that from
What?
Mortal Kombat. Yeah, like they filmed like a little mini movie of like what a fight scene between the White Ranger or the Green Ranger or something, and like I think it was Scorpion, like somebody from Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter. But yeah, they actually like him because he's still super into martial arts and he's like a stunt double or something. So they actually made like a little movie that was like a fight scene between them and like who would win.
No way.
Yeah.
Well, I know they're still doing like Power Rangers comics. I think it's Shattered Grid, and he's like, so the Green Ranger nowadays is like Lord Dracon, and what he'd do, it's like super like multiverse-esque. So he'd go to like different multiverses or different universes because it's a multiverse, right? And he would like steal their power coins.
It's like the one he goes and like takes their power.
Yeah, I guess it was the one where like Tommy turns evil again and like goes and just like ruins these other Rangers and then like takes their power coins and then gives it to like his peons or followers or whatever. Okay. And I was like, dude, this is awesome. It's super good.
I have to check that out. I haven't seen that.
Yeah. There's a YouTuber, I think it's like the Comic Historian.
Okay.
And Variant Comics. And like, they're like super, like, they do like in-depth reads. And I was just like, this is so cool. It's awesome. Actually made me want to go buy comics. I mean, it's super interesting. That's like, that stuff, like, you know, it was a little cartoony as kids, but now you're just like, man, if this was like a little bit grittier. And I think there is one, and it has like, it's on YouTube. It's got like the guy from Dawson's Creek.
Okay.
You know, that guy. So he's on there, and I think he's like, I think he might have been like a shitty Red Ranger or something like that.
All right.
And then I think it's the same Tommy, and he like, so Kimberly like dies in his arms or something like that, and you know it's some epic battle.
It's a lot darker than the show. And then
you know their version of Zach like is still, he's like a, oh god, like he's like an assassin for hire, and then he'll come in and he'll just like boogie over to somebody and like start kicking the shit out of them. But like, and then he like pulls out a gun and shoots him, so it's like kind of defeats the purpose of it.
They should have done that. Like when they remade the Power Rangers movie, they should have done something like that.
Dude,
like get Zack Snyder to do
like a Power Rangers cut.
Power Rangers cut.
I mean, like the new Power Rangers is like a little cheesy, but I mean,
see it.
I want it like dark.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, so even, oh god, it's like people grew up and they were like, people are gonna love this shit. So what they did was they did the same thing kind of with Ninja Turtles, because I'm also obsessed with the Ninja Turtles even as an adult. And they did the Last Ronin, and that's where like all the other, so the Ninja Turtles like die, right? And then all of them except for Michelangelo, and he's like the last Ronin. And dude, he like goes ham, and he's got like Leonardo's like broken sword and like Raph's whatever those things are. Size, yeah. He's got like a piece of Donatello's stick, and like he's got his nunchucks, and he's like, I'm gonna go take out whoever they are. And there's like April O'Neil, and she's like has a kid with like is it Stacy?
Casey
Yeah,
Jones.
Casey Jones.
Yeah. And
they have a kid together, and then but like April O'Neil's been like experimenting on her, so she's got like super strength and shit. It's wild, man. I'm just like, this is what I want.
You need to send me all these things. I need to check these out.
Bro, I send you like text
you
like 10 o'clock at night. I'm like, you're not going to believe this one.
Look what I found. We got to talk about this on
we
the podcast.
We got to talk about this. And then we get to work, and I'm like, don't you say it.
Yep. We still do that. Like, we can't talk to each other during the day.
No, it's like strictly business. Yep. I'm like, this sucks, man.
Can't have any of our good conversations. But
like,
those conversations is what birthed this.
Yeah.
So.
And then it's like the moment we leave work, and I'm like, you should definitely make your own channel where you do farming shit.
Just farming stuff.
Just like you with your GoPro, like, look at all my chickens. And then like a time lapse and like maybe some like inspirational music of you like building like a chicken coop.
I do have to do that again.
I think that would take off way before the podcast. Now I'm like, damn it, I need to start a farm.
Farming channel.
Farming channel disguised towards farming, the drift team.
I mean, there's a lot of weird stuff that would go on there. Like we were talking about it today because I brought the eggs in, like just like weird things that I've learned taking care of chickens, like the eggshells. I'll actually take them like after we eat the eggs or whatever, like rinse the eggshells off and then like grind them into powder, and I feed them back to my chickens.
What?
Yeah, that's exactly the reaction. People are like, "What? Why?" But like, yeah, like something about the calcium. You give the chickens the calcium and it's good for them. But I told somebody that I did that, and they're like, "That is so weird."
What are you talking about? Yeah. So that your chickens are cannibals?
Oh yeah.
Like, I mean, is it? Like, I don't know. You don't eat anything that comes out of another person, right?
I don't. But
I try not to.
But yeah, I try not to eat people, you know. Sometimes it doesn't go my way.
Sometimes I chew on like my fingernail, like the cuticles, but like
I mean, would that be different than a chicken eating its eggshell?
I don't
You're
know.
not eating
Like,
it for sustenance.
It's like it's like pooping something out and then going off of that. So
Yeah.
like
I definitely don't eat poop.
grinding it into powder
Yep.
and then eating it.
Yeah, you just put it back in their food for calcium.
Bro, that's wild. Like living on a farm must be crazy.
It's not for everyone.
Portions of life.
It's not for everyone.
Oh man.
My daughter has a rough time with it sometimes.
Well, yeah, you just hear all these crazy stories and you're just like, man, that's wild.
I don't know if she's fully come to grips with the fact that we're raising food. She just thinks they're cute pets.
Well, when Betsy turns into bacon,
Yeah.
she's going to be like, what the heck?
Or just don't even tell like, oh, this is delicious. Oh, good. I'm glad you enjoyed eating your pig.
Oh, man. Well, I think it might be time to move on to what the news.
What the news?
All right, so what do you got for me today?
Okay, so you know, like airlines, how they've been making a big deal lately about like people having cell phones on the jet.
Okay.
Like they're really worried about them like catching on fire because like you can't put out a lithium battery.
Well, yeah, I mean, there was was it like a S3 or something like
Yeah,
that?
the Galaxy it caught fire in there or something like
Yeah,
that.
like it literally, like there's videos, they just, like a guy's just like chilling, spontaneously combust.
Yeah, so like all the airlines and stuff, like they had to go through all this like training and get these special tools and everything to like scoop up cell phones and keep them in a bag so they burn inside the bag, right?
Okay.
Well, apparently, firefighters and like police departments and towing companies are having to get all this new training because of Teslas. So Teslas run lithium batteries too.
Mm-hmm.
So like I guess if they get into an accident and the firefighters show up and if it's on fire, there's literally nothing they can do. They have to like clear the area around it, and the only way to put the fire out
Let it burn to
is
death.
either let it burn out or they have to actually have a helicopter fly over and dump a slurry on it of like baking soda
What?
to put the lithium fire out.
I didn't know you had to do that.
Yeah, so they have all this new training that the fire department and everybody has to go through, and like tow companies, because when they tow the vehicle, they have to have their own special lot for it. And it has to be like
Just after
it has
the
to be like 50 feet away from all other vehicles for like it's like 4 days or something like that, a certain amount of days, because it can just randomly like combust.
What?
And once that catches on fire, like that's it.
I didn't realize lithium-ion batteries were that.
They're freaking dangerous.
So are they just like giant cell phones rolling down the
Pretty
street?
much, yeah. It's a giant cell phone battery underneath your car. So like if they get in accidents and they catch on fire, or even if they don't, like they got to be worried that like it's burning on the inside and they don't know it yet. So they have to have this whole area around the vehicle cleared. They have to have their own lot.
Dude, could you
Just in case.
imagine, like, you just go out partying one night, no big deal, and then, you're like, oh, shit, my meter ran out, and then your car gets towed, and then they're like, hey, by the way, we burned down your car with another car, and you're just like, so you got to pay for that, right? Like, oh, no, this is your problem. Like, so you just have, like, a car note and no car because it's just
I mean, you
burned
just
down.
like they're talking about them like spontaneously combusting. What if you're the responsible adult DDing for somebody? You go and pick someone up. You're just rolling down the highway and your car just explodes.
Well, I mean, I don't have Teslas just exploded before.
I don't know if they've just like randomly like exploded, but I do know that there have been like over the past couple months, there's like 140 cases of them catching fire in people's garages. Like they'll be on the charger and catch fire and like burn someone's house down.
Do you think they have like a I don't want to say a ghetto charger, but like just like
They just got like 4 extension cords,
like the Amazon special, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Amazon's choice, but that one just blows up
Yep.
in their house.
the
like,
great value charger.
Because I mean, I feel like I've had like a charger just like sizzle out on me before, and I'm just like, is it like similar to something like that? Because like, I mean, it's got to be just like a small like AC DC converter in there, right? That's just like pumping like, I mean, whatever a house runs off of.
Yeah. It's got to be like 220 or something. I think it's 220, so it's like the same thing like your dryers run off of.
Yeah, and that's a lot. That's a big
That's a
old
lot.
plug, dude.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine, man. Because like even just so I was sitting in my garage one time and I was like, you know, it was just weird that the one closer, like there's 2 light switches, right?
Yeah.
The one that was closer to the garage, or not the garage door, like was for inside, and then the one that was for the one by the door was for the garage itself. So I was like, what if I just like flipped them? It'd make more
it around.
sense. Yeah. So like the one closer to the door did the one for like the inside or the garage, and the one closer to the garage, whatever. It made sense in my head. And I was like, I don't even have to flip a breaker for
Smart.
Like this is like home improvement type bullshit. You
Straight
know?
up Tim Allen.
So funny fact. He's part of the Celine race team. I don't know if you're into.
Really?
Yeah, it was like him and I think just like the main guy, but he was like a huge backer for it.
Nice. Yeah, I
So,
knew
like-
they kept throwing him being into cars into the show because he's really into old cars and stuff. Hangs out with Jay Leno.
Oh my god, I never made that.
Yeah, he hangs out with Jay
always
Leno all the
had
time.
like a tea bucket or something
Yep.
in his garage.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, and then he has his newer show. I don't know if it's still going, but the Last Man Standing, and they have Jay Leno on there all the time, and he's
Really?
always like in his garage working on his truck and stuff.
Oh,
yeah, he's
dang.
super into cars.
that's cool. No, I've never seen The Last Man Standing, but
You should watch it. It's a great show.
I gotta watch Ghost Rider.
You still got to watch Ghost Rider. We need to do that, like the react video. Like we could sit here and watch it.
That would be so cool.
Yeah.
I think that would be awesome. We should definitely do a react video because I mean I don't think I've ever seen it because I've always just been like
It's great.
Nicholas.
I don't
Cage.
care what you say. It's great. I know it's bad. It's great.
Nicholas Cage CGI motorcycles. I was like, I don't know if this is for me,
It's for you.
but yeah. So I go to just swap these two things. I just pulled the cover off and I was like, I'm just gonna swap them around
No
with
big deal.
like live power to them.
Sure. If
I
you
was
had
like,
hair, it would be
"Oh,
standing on end.
Man, and they barely touched, dude. I mean, like there was contact, but it was only for like a quick second, and it was like this giant spark, and
all it
like the
takes.
lights went out, and my wife's like, "What the hell?" And I'm like,
Man,
"It's fine,
you're almost a statistic. You almost ended up on What's the News.
bro." Do you think there's a lot of house fires because of that?
Oh, yeah. Tons.
Dude, I gotta look into this now. Like, how many house fires happen? Because like it was like our house burned down. I'm like, do houses like? I feel like there's enough of these like push outlets to like breaker at the outlet and at the breaker. So I'm like, you guys have to have something weird going on in your house where it just
Like you're trying to swap a
burned down.
light switch without pulling the power.
I mean, depending where you are, yes, that too. But I mean, I think people are like cooking meth and that just like explodes.
Yep.
I think I've seen recently videos. It's like somebody's Ring camera. And it's like 2 or 3 houses down, and it's just like an explosion, and it's just like, what are they doing? They're just cooking meth. Dude.
Definitely cooking meth.
I mean, methodromics. Dude,
Yeah.
have you ever failed at any home projects?
Oh, yeah, tons.
Give me some. Give it to me now.
Failing at home projects, like even just building my chicken coop. Like we had like the base frame set up, and I had to build like these A-pillars to make like the ribs. And like I was setting it up, and I'm like, all right, I got this. And I'm like reaching over to get the drill, and the whole thing just like falls and hits me in the face.
So it was a job for 2.
It's definitely a job for 2.
I don't know if I've ever really messed up that bad on a home project, but like running into like other people's like half-ass fixes for a home project, and you're just like, really?
Yeah.
So I was pulling up some tile in a kitchen because it was like checkered black and white tile, and it just like, so we're just gonna pull this up and we're gonna do the laminate flooring. And I was like, no big deal, right? Oh, dude, it was a big deal. It was a huge deal. So I go to like pull up some of this tile, and it's like somebody drilled like 1,000,000 screws, like a 1/2 inch deep. So I'm like, oh no. And I'd already like, put the thing under the pry bar under to like pry up the tile. Yep. And I was like, what is going on? And I looked at it, I was just like, oh no. So
oh no,
they put like 1,000,000 little screws down, and then in between each screw there was like mesh. So they were to keep like the quick dry cement in place, and then they put the tile on top of that. But they didn't pull up the previous like laminate.
Yeah,
so
it's too hard. That's
like
hard work.
3 things of flooring, and I was just like, who is this?
No, they're like, this is another person's problem.
Yeah, it's gonna look good until they don't like
Until
it.
you try and take it off. Yep. That's probably most like home improvement things. Like when you buy a new house, it's like, oh, everything's super nice, but don't try and fix anything.
Yeah, don't try and fix anything. It's like you buy a house and you're just like, wow, this was thrown up in like 15 minutes, and you're just like, I can see why now.
Yep. Now I get it.
Dude, the housing market just is wild, bro.
And yet it's like
wild,
you have
dude.
all these like super like cheap, super shoddy like builds like that, but houses are still like ridiculously expensive, especially now.
I think it's got to be coming down. I just think people are tired of paying for like garbage ass stuff, I mean, car market's the same way, dude.
Yeah.
It's like,
I'm
going to go look at this car. by the way, the car's not here and it's not for sale and it's $30,000 over.
Yeah, we were talking about that, like the MSRP and then how dealers are doing markups right now.
Dude, that's a conspiracy theory for another day, but I think that actually might be a great transition right into Conspiracy Corner.
All right.
All right, so if you didn't know, August 31st just passed, and it's been about 25 years since the tragic death of our beloved, the People's Princess, Princess Diana.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay.
So I know we were talking about cars and explosions and everything. I personally was a big fan of Princess Diana because she was such a
she's a people's champ.
She's the people's champ,
people's princess.
She did so much for what she was able to do in the short time that she wasn't actually one of the Queen of England. She brought the monarchy down to the people's level. Yep. She looked for landmines. She literally put on a jacket and went marching for landmines. She did a lot of work with the homeless.
Yep, a lot of humanitarian aid.
She she even was like one of the first like people of royalty to like hug a person with HIV.
Oh yeah.
She did a lot for domestic abuse because she had a lot of personal issues herself. How true are they? Yeah. It's one reporter to another. Right. But, after she got married, she felt super alone because she'd actually only met Prince Charles like a handful of times. And even from the beginning of their marriage, it was plagued with like, oh, well, whatever you call this type of love and stuff like that. So even from the beginning, it was pretty weird. But the thing was like people loved her. Like they didn't like there was like, I guess you could say Prince Charles' side chick. Right.
Yeah.
Because she even said famously in an interview, like, all three of us in this marriage, alluding to like, that he had an affair or a secret lover, whatever you want to call it. But then, they ended up getting divorced. The queen herself, blessed them to get divorced because I don't know if it was super toxic or it was just really hard and difficult. But like, they thought the other lady was less than ideal candidate for marriage. So that's why that marriage never happened in the first place. Yeah. So a few years go by and then Princess Diana, still related to, the crown because she has two children, Prince Harry and Prince William.
Yep.
Right. So she's still royalty at this point in time. But then she starts dating this Egyptian businessman's son, Dottie.
Okay.
So she's living the life. She's enjoying herself. She's actually happy. She's met someone she's compatible with.
That's nice.
She's living her best life, right?
Nice.
She's still doing a lot. She's got she is like the vibe for the 90s. Like if you've seen any, school teacher mom from the 90s, like she's probably got the Princess Diana haircut.
The die cut.
I've actually seen there's like a diagram you can do to like give layers and it's called like the princess cut because that's kind of what she rocked, that like short kind of like bob thing.
Okay.
Like she was a vibe. Like, I mean that athletic casual, like she made that cool because she, once she was, feeling lonely and stuff like that in the castle, she would take a lot of martial arts classes. She would take she'd do lots of workouts, but then she was still struggling like, hashtag mental health minute. Mental health issues because she's like, I didn't want to be here and I feel like a fucking prisoner.
Yeah.
All right. So she died tragically in a car accident.
Yes.
And there's a ton of conspiracies behind this. So one of them was that like it was MI6 was involved in her death because they thought she might have been pregnant.
Ooh.
So like to have an Egyptian think that like their heir to the throne was like super awful. They didn't want any like stepson or whatever to challenge, Charles or his Prince William's or Harry's claim to the throne. So they tried, or they think that was one of the reasons why she died tragically in this car accident because her driver was like obliterated, like 0.2. Blood alcohol level, and then decides to get in a car in the busy streets of London
with Princess Diana.
Princess Diana and this dude Dottie, and they have like another bodyguard who's like, there's no conspiracies. It was just a tragic, unfortunate event, and he's been like dying on this throne. But like he was like, because to be part of like a conspiracy, like this dude had to be like, he was the only one wearing a seatbelt, which is weird.
Seems sketchy.
Yeah, they're like, oh, the driver liked to drink, but he didn't have a problem. Like, dude,
Okay.
like you were point two.
Point two.
Yeah, and then you're just like, I'm just gonna, get into a car with, the princess herself
with royalty.
That's like the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. And then they
Sounds
didn't
sketchy.
have their seatbelts on.
Uh-huh.
Also weird.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
And it's just there's a lot of really weird stuff and a lot of conspiracies, and like a lot of stuff just like doesn't add up, and like a lot of things would have had to happen for it to just be like, okay, they were being chased by paparazzi. The dude was hammered, so he just decided to floor it. And then onlookers saw like a bunch of strobes, like to help like blind the driver. Because I mean, he's like, even looking at our ring light here, like you close your eyes, you see the ring.
Yeah.
I mean, sunglasses.
See?
So they do these strobe lights and they try to blind him, and then he's going into a tunnel and hits a pillar, and the car spins, and it's just like, I mean, it kind of makes sense, but also how they make the strobes, like there's a lot there.
Yeah, because I mean, like, camera flashes, like, they're used to it all the time. Like, the dude drives Princess Di everywhere, so like, I don't feel like a camera flash or a bunch of camera flashes would have like thrown him off all crazy, right?
Pretty crazy strobe light.
Yeah, it would have had to have been like really powerful.
Yeah, and then it goes even deeper. So like MI5 and MI6, like on the books, have like how to take someone out in a car crash by blinding them with strobe lights. They have these plans. It goes even deeper that they had spent like the European or the the English government or whatever spent like millions of dollars to try to figure out like what is, if I pull this thread, is stuff going to happen? You know what I mean? So, we could have Princess Diana today, and it's like super sus, and
sus.
We miss her a lot. 25 years later, I mean, I had a Princess Diana beanie baby. My mom was all about her.
My mom was all about it.
I think my parents stayed home from work that day, and like on the day of she set like records. Like so, there was like the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? And then there was like Princess Diana's wedding.
Yep.
Televised, like just under 1 billion people watched it, and then when she passed away, I think it was like 2.3 billion people tuned in.
The funeral procession.
Yeah. And that's not like old. That's not like there weren't bots. You know what I mean? These were like people like turned their fucking TVs, had a few people
97.
around them, and were watching that. So that was wild, dude.
Yeah.
Wild.
Super sus. That's a good one. That was a good one.
I feel like my muse talked to me. I was like, I saw it on the news, and I was like, dude, Princess Diana was the shit, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
I've seen a couple documentaries talking about like the same thing. Like she was really lonely, especially toward the beginning of the marriage and everything like that. And then as she started to kind of realize how much of an influence she had on people, using her status as royalty as like the platform for all the things that she was really interested in, like the humanitarian aid and the AIDS relief and stuff like that. So yeah, she really was like the people's champ. She was the people's princess,
dude, and that's awesome.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? That's someone
cool.
who's going out of their way to like, hey, I'm actually famous. Why don't I do something cool?
Why don't I do something with it?
Yeah, like there's super unrelated, but like the stuff like the One Ocean, like the dude that's cleaning up the Pacific garbage patch. He's like, yeah, I was able to, claim the fame and like actually did something with it, instead of just being like, I'm gonna do all this stuff when I get famous, and then just like, oh, by the way, check out my my new $1.2 million house, and it's like, okay, well,
yeah, because I mean the Pacific garbage patch, the dude's making like sunglasses out of that, jewelry, like they're remaking like shirt fabrics and stuff like that just to use up all that plastic.
Yeah, dude, and they're like on like number 3 or something like that. So they had like their initial one, and they're like, it needs to be bigger, and then they're like, well, this one's too big, so they like toned it back, and then they have. And it's just like this ongoing effort, and it's always evolving. And I'm like, this shit's awesome, man. I love this type of stuff.
Yeah.
So
yeah, super cool to see all the like anybody famous who does more than just like goes and parties and gets like the fancy clothes. Whenever they actually use that platform to do something meaningful, it's always super cool to see.
Yeah. Maybe one day we can do something meaningful.
Maybe
like maybe
mental health minute will take off.
And then we give back to people that are actually helping. Like I always like to provide some mental health resources in the description down below. Like maybe we can, if you guys are watching, we'll partner with you guys and
do some work with some charities, put on some events.
That'd be rad, man.
That'd be cool.
That'd be super cool.
I dig it.
I think it might be it for today, though, man.
Is that it?
Yeah.
We're good?
All right. Hey, if you've got any some sweet ass ideas, let us know. Write that down below. Drop us a comment. If you're listening on BuzzFeed or one of those two, hit us up, disguisedhorseproductions@gmail.com at any questions, comments, concerns.
Yep. Put them down below. Thanks again, everybody who's been watching and listening. We're enjoying it. We hope you are too. Anything you want to throw our way, put it in the comments, and we'll get to it on one of these podcasts.
Yeah.
So
like, comment, subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
See ya!
See ya!